down, I wanted to get into this. So, as stated earlier, I saw The Long Walk this past Tuesday. If you don't know, Tuesday is a great day to save money on movie tickets because it's a little bit cheaper. And this, I was hearing positive reception. I was hearing about the actors in it just crushing the performances. And so I was really excited to go see this movie. And I can safely say that this movie is fantastic. I had a extremely good time. It is a mix of Stand By Me and Hunger Games, and it is directed by Francis Lawrence, which is the Hunger Games director, so that makes sense. But really, what stood out to me in this movie, and if you don't know, this is in some kind of alternate history where after the war, we're in like a huge debt crisis and poverty runs
this is based
rampant.
Off a Stephen King short story,
It is a
right?
Stephen King novel.
Yeah.
And basically there is a contest every year where someone from each state volunteers to do the long walk, and you walk continuously until the last man is standing. And if you can't walk anymore, you get shot and killed and you're out of the race.
Can you mall walk? Can you?
No, you need to be at 3 miles per hour.
Oh, really? Wow.
Or more.
It's like a Back to the Future limit right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Where we're going, we need roads.
That's right.
And so, and the cast is incredible. I mean, David Johnson from Alien Romulus fame that we talked about recently.
Yeah.
Cooper Hoffman, a new and upcoming actor. His name is Tut Nyoit, who plays Art, which is fantastic. Ben Wong, who is from the recent Karate Kid movie. Mark Hamill, of course. We have Roman Griffin Davis from Jojo Rabbit fame, Judy Greer. So there is a lot of up and coming, really exciting actors, and they just take full advantage of these characters. This takes place in like an maybe 1950s kind of era. And so it's really this sense of this is do or die for these kids, and under this immense pressure of do or die. And if you do finish, if you are the sole person, you get one wish and you get all the riches in the world. That's what they say. And so on this road, there are these ones that take it very seriously in the sense that this could be their last days, and they want to appreciate the people that they're surrounded with in these circumstances. And they form some bonds that may last, a day, a few hours, because you never know. You might get a Charlie horse and you might get shot and you might get killed. So it's really interesting, the bonds that are created under these circumstances. And it feels like in the sense of your World War II buddies, where you're in these circumstances where you don't know if you'll live or die the next second. And so you're bonded by this. And it's a really beautiful thing. And you see these relationships mainly between Cooper Hoffman's Ray and David Johnson's Pete. And they are extremely good in this movie. And they have such great chemistry between them. It is really, really great to see. And it is what drives this movie home. Nice. And so I had a great time, and it was such an interesting watch because you're on the walk with them and they're going like 50 miles, 100 miles. They're going through the darkness of the night. They're being surrounded by tanks with bright lights at night, and they're counting and giving you warnings. If you fall behind 3 miles per hour, they give you a couple warnings until you're shot and killed on the road in a very gruesome and brutal way. This is a brutal movie. Don't get me wrong. Like they show everything. And so I had a really great time with it. There are some surprises along the way, but the dialogue is really what carries this movie through. There isn't any changes of scenery. We are on the road for a very long time. And don't get me wrong, because we travel through middle America, and there are some extremely beautiful sets behind them as they're going. But because of the brutality of what's going on, it's such an interesting mix of like, wow, look how beautiful America is, and then wow, look how extremely crazy America is to have people go through this contest at the enjoyment of the country watching them. And so I would say that I had a really good time with it. It's a great time in the theater. I know the person that I went with, we kept, jaw to the ground when these moments happen, and asking, or saying, wow, this person is really crushing it in their role. And so that is what you want from the theater going experience, and I can't highly recommend it enough.
Was it worth it seeing it in the theater? You know how it's like there's certain movies that you need that theater experience. I think we had that conversation one of the other shows that we did. How is this one? Because I can see this one like getting a lot of gasps and like,
I would say for me personally, it was a great time in the theater. Sans the crying baby that some random person brought into the theater and then wouldn't take them out. Luckily, this was like in the beginning, like the very, very beginning. But the baby was like crying and they were like not taking them out. They were like this. I'm like, no, you don't get to like take a baby in the theater and then be like, hold on, let me see if I can get them to sleep.
I think that was part of the experience. That's the 4D experience. You paid for it. That's actually like a paid actor.
Visibly being like, you have to leave. You have to go. Like,
yeah.
And there was a point where like the person brought the baby out, but the family stayed. And then I went to the bathroom really quickly. And when I got back, the family was gone. So for a second, I was like, am I in the right theater? And I was like, oh, thank God they left. Okay, good. So besides that, it was a fantastic theater going experience. One of the many of 2025. So I would recommend to see it in theaters with a group of people because it is a really, really great, fun, brutal time in the theater.
Yeah, I can see that. It definitely gave that vibe off of watching the trailer, at least for it.
But I'm telling you, David Johnson is a star. And I kept repeating this name to you when we're talking about Alien Romulus, but this man is so good. I cannot believe it's taken him this long to start like his rise, because he is what, 32, 31, 32 around there. I believe he just turned 32 in September 4th. So
93.
Yeah. So this dude is just so good. Every time I see him now, I'm like, this is who needs to take over as Black Panther.
Oh, wow.
Like he gives these Chadwick vibes where it's his own persona and soul within the character who is maybe a little bit different than who he is, but you can see like he infuses it with a little bit of just like his morale and who he is as a person. Yeah. And it's such a great combination, and it shows so well on the screen in whatever he does, whether it's a robot in Romulus, whether it's a, worn, torn type veteran person who came from the streets on the long walk. He embodies these characters and still gives a sense of who he is at the core in these characters. And it's such a beautiful thing to see. And it's so reminiscent of Chadwick. And so I really think David Johnson should definitely be the person to take over. I thought it may be Damson Idris, but that guy is too pretty. I think David Johnson is such a good actor, and he embodies what Chadwick brought to the role. And I really think he should be the next one, whether it's a T'Challa Jr., a T'Challa from a different universe, whatever it is. I really think T'Challa needs to live on, and David Johnson is the person to do it.
Is his name in like rumor mills as far as a possible successor?
In the interviews with The Long Walk, he has been being asked if Marvel has reached out to him many, many times. So
people are seeing it too, right?
People are seeing it. People are seeing it. And then on top of that, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, Cooper Hoffman, continues to be a rising star as well, whether it's Mystic Pizza or Saturday Night Live about, Saturday Night. He is just such a good actor. He's not at the level of Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like that is just one of the greatest actors of our generation, and rest in power. I miss him so much, but to have his son have some kind of remnants of Philip Seymour Hoffman in him, but have his own, his own unique persona in acting. It's a really beautiful thing to see, and he is really good in this as well. So
nice.
It was awesome. And then Ben Wong, I think it's Wong. It's spelled Wang, but I think it's pronounced Wong. So connect, people in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, but
I don't think it's Wang.
I don't think it's Wang. That's why I'm trying to pronounce it the correct way. But he is really good. He has this very New York accent that might rub people the wrong way. Like, hey, I'm walking. Like, I'm not going to do it, but
I'm walking here.
Yeah. Like
that would be amazing for that movie. I'm walking here.
I'm walking here. You ever see Rick and Morty? It's like, as we say, I'm walking. He is really good as Hank, this very New York guy, and man, he is another star that's just like on the rise. Whatever you feel about Karate Kid Legends, which I heard not good things, he himself is an extremely good actor. I watched him a little bit in American Born Chinese.
Oh yeah, it was based on a comic.
Yes, based on a comic on
Disney a Netflix Plus. Oh, was it Disney Plus?
Yes, Disney Plus. I watched the whole thing just because stellar cast, Ki-Hu Kwan, Daniel Wu, Michelle Yeoh. I mean, and then Daniel Destin Cretton directing 2 episodes, like Lucy Liu directing episode. This bad boy had every, Chinese born,
Asian American,
Asian American on it. And it was such a beautiful thing to see, like all creative sides, whether it's behind or in front of the camera. And so I was like, and the comic of it all, the fantasy of it all, the Monkey King of it all. Like I had to watch it, and it was okay, but he is so good in it. And so, man, he is another star to watch for sure.
That's nice. It sounds like this movie is like a springboard for all of these young actors to really kind of step, 100%. Kind of rise up. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'll have to go check that out.